You are holding a rock. It is black, smooth, and sharper than anything you have ever touched. You did not make it. You found it near a volcano, and when you cracked it against another stone, it split into an edge so thin it could open skin before you felt a thing. This is obsidian, volcanic glass, and roughly 700,000 years ago, a human ancestor used a piece of this same material as a tool. That was the first known moment a human held glass. Not a window, not a lens. A rock formed when lava cooled too fast for crystals to arrange themselves. Glass existed on this planet for billions of years before anyone figured out how to make it. So how did we get from a volcanic rock to the screen you are looking at right now? Start with what glass actually is. Most people get this wrong. Glass is not a liquid. Physicist Edgar Dutra-Zanotta published the paper in 1998 calculating that it would take longer than the age of the universe for window glass to show measurable flow at room temperature. The uneven thickness of cathedral windows came from how they were made. Glassmakers spun molten glass into flat discs, naturally thicker at one edge. Glaziers installed the heavy side at the bottom. The glass did not move. It was made that way. Glass is an amorphous solid. Its atoms are arranged in a disordered pattern, like a liquid frozen mid-motion but with the rigidity of a solid. Cool most liquids slowly and the atoms line up into neat repeating grids, crystals. Cool certain liquids fast enough and they never get the chance to organize. They stop while still in chaos. That is glass, caught between two states of matter, permanently stuck in a moment of transition. The main ingredient is silicon dioxide, the primary component of sand. Pure silica melts at 1,713 degrees Celsius, far too hot for any ancient furnace. Add natron, a sodium carbonate found in Egyptian lake beds, and the temperature drops. Add lime as a stabilizer, and you have glass that will not dissolve in rain. The ancient recipe was roughly 70% silica, 15% soda, 10% lime. That formula is essentially the same used in most glass today, a 5,000-year-old recipe that still works. Who figured this out first? Pliny the Elder told a story repeated for 2,000 years. Phoenician merchants rested cooking pots on blocks of natron on a beach. The heat combined natron with sand and molten glass flowed out. Almost certainly not true. A beach fire reaches maybe 700 degrees Celsius, nowhere near hot enough. The real origins are older. The earliest man-made glass objects are beads found in Mesopotamia and Egypt, dating to roughly 2500 BC. Glass most likely emerged accidentally during the production of faience, a quartz-based decorative material. When silica mixed with alkali flux in a hot kiln, the surface sometimes vitrified. Someone noticed this glassy residue could be produced as a standalone material. A. Leo Oppenheim, in his 1970 study, Glass and Glassmaking in Ancient Mesopotamia, suggested that glassy slag from copper smelting may have provided the first clue. Nobody set out to invent glass. They were making something else. Andrew Shortland at Cranfield University published the study in 2012 showing that Egyptian and Mesopotamian glass had chemically distinct signatures. Two civilizations, working with the same chemistry, arrived at the same invention independently. The accident was going to happen. It was just a question of where first. For its first 1,000 years, glass was a luxury valued alongside gold. Diplomatic letters from Tel El Amarna, exchanged between pharaohs and Near Eastern rulers around 1350 BC, include complaints about the quality of glass sent as gifts. Then, around 50 BC, someone put a blob of molten glass on the end of a hollow iron pipe and blew. The invention of glassblowing changed everything. Before it, one vessel took hours. After it, dozens could be made in a day. Glass became something ordinary people could own. Eyeglasses appeared in northern Italy around 1286. Historian Vincent Ilardi argued they extended the productive reading life of scholars by 15 to 20 years. In 1608, Hans Lippershey filed a patent for the first telescope. Galileo pointed his version at Jupiter the following year and observed 4 moons in orbit. Two curved pieces of glass overturned the geocentric model of the universe. Everything revolved around Earth until someone looked through glass and proved it did not. Charles K. Quen Cao later proposed that ultra-pure glass fibers could carry information using light. Today, over 500 million kilometers of optical fiber carry most of the world's international internet data at the speed of light under the ocean through threads thinner than a human hair. The internet is glass. Glass is sand. That's all it's ever been. Heated, shaped, cooled into something transparent. From that single material, humans built lenses that revealed the structure of the universe, fibers that carry knowledge under the ocean at the speed of light, and the screen you are holding right now. You are surrounded by glass. You are almost certainly looking through it. And the only reason any of it exists is that someone, thousands of years ago, noticed something strange forming in a kiln, and instead of scraping it away, they looked closer. That's the entire history of glass. Someone looked closer.